Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Gamer's Ledge. I am your host, Mark, and I'm also the DM for this evening. When last we left the menagerie, they had set out from Trollskull Manor to run various errands. However, as most of them left as a group, they stumbled upon an overturned carriage of nobles and their children being attacked by one of the underworld's gang of thugs here in Waterdeep. They set in to help, and we pick back up mid-combat with our heroes. Let's say hello to the menagerie. Hello, menagerie.
Hello.
Sean, let's start with you.
Sean McCullis, Elven Arcane Trickster.
Is he really quiet for everybody else or just me?
A little quiet, but it sounds good.
Okay.
I can hear him.
I can turn it up. I can just talk a little bit louder.
Okay. Lou, you're up next.
Sure. I'm Lou. I'm playing Leonardo Carta. I am the only human wizard.
I'm Daniel. I'm playing Zet, the young teen monk.
I am JR. I'm playing the Asmar Bard.
And it just so happens that's everybody that was already in combat. So that's useful. And where we had left off, actually, I think, Leo, you had just taken your turn. And this thug is going to attempt to hurt Zakusu. He swings his mace at you, and he hits for 4 bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
As you're attacking the one to the right, he gets in a cheap shot. You did not have patient defense on, did you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And he's going to stay right there. Methelus.
Hey, Dan, have you hit the one that's to the east of you?
I think I have. I'm pretty sure.
You can see that he's bloody.
I'm going to go ahead and add to that bloody. Well, hopefully.
As we roll the first one. Oh, no, you're good. You hit.
7 11 points.
You're, are you using crossbow? Is that right?
Short bow.
Short bow. Yeah, your arrow, you can see that he's trying to distract Zakusu, and you just saw Zakusu get hit. And as he does that, you just shoot him straight and square the back. And you can see the arrow sink in deep. He screams, but is still up.
Can't run away anyway. He's stuck in webs. Oh.
This one needs to make a check. He needs to make an intelligence save. Just all right. He comes back and he attempts to pick the child up once again.
Is she conscious?
She is not. Oh, his adrenaline is pumping. He throws her over his shoulder like a sack potato and starts to run. Victorio at this moment notices that Amalia is bleeding.
Victoria's who?
Victorio is the father, yeah. Notices that Amala is bleeding and runs over to her. I need to check her real quick. Hold on one second. And despite Vittorio running over, she holds out her hands, and in it is a straight piece of iron. She flips it over and then presses it between both hands, and she looks at the one carrying Elzarina, and he just he seems to hesitate for a second. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw. And he does not. He just stops and freezes in his tracks. Mid-stride. He doesn't quite fall over, but he's at a very strange angle. This one. Who cast the entangle?
The web.
The web, yes.
I believe that was the.
Yeah, that was me.
Can you tell me what your DC is?
Spell save DC is 14.
14. And it was a dex for the web, right?
Yep.
Okay. Dex check. Dex check or dex save?
Dex save.
Should be a save.
Okay. He is able to extricate himself, and he actually moves into this area here and then attempts to attack Zakusu.
Wow.
Goodness.
How are you looking, Zach?
He is taking some punches. He's not looking great. Of course, the way this game has been going, he looks pretty usual.
It is your turn, Zakusu.
Zek is going to punch the guy to the north. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. He's gonna punch the guy to the north. 1 second. Actually, he's gonna spear the guy to the north.
Okay.
Without that.
That totally hits.
Yeah, but that was also with advantage.
Still hits.
Still hits.
For 6 points of damage?
You spear him, and the spear goes into him, and he slumps forward onto it.
And then he's going to, behind him, swing his tail out to tail slap the person behind him.
That hits.
Nice.
That's good because I'm about to drop, so...
And as you smack him with your tail, and it's the last amount of effort that you think you can put in, you hear the man fall to the ground and his mace clatter onto the pavement, on the cobblestones.
And then Zek will kind of do a strange snake backflip that kind of almost makes him look like he is a wheel, like rolling as a wheel. And we'll move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Doing kind of handstands and slithering motions only really possible by surface performer.
Very good. Itali.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I can't walk into the green stuff, right?
You cannot. Yeah, you would get...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, I mean, you can. You could try and beat the save, but there's a chance you get stuck.
I am going... Because he's like the only bad guy left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stopped in place.
And he has one of the kids.
That's correct.
I'm gonna try to persuade him to just stop.
It works.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's being held in place. You can see there's a thin thread of magic from Amalia to him. She's holding him physically in place.
Oh,
Oh, I thought she had just like confunded him.
yeah, I
awesome.
thought he was like ready to leave. In that case, if he's on hold, then I'll just move further closer.
Okay.
Saunter.
3, 4. There we go.
You saunter towards him. Leo.
I am. This is the last opponent. Everybody else has been downed at this point, right? And
That is
he's-
correct.
He's being held under a concentration effect. I am going to send Tika over to peck him.
Okay. Tika lands right on the top of his head and then starts pecking downward.
Is this an auto hit or is it advantage because he's restrained, right?
It's
Attack.
it's advantage because he's restrained.
This one was a 5 seconds and 18, so that hits.
That hits.
Is the peck 1d4 or is it just a flat number?
I think
Ah.
it's one.
Oh, it's
think
plus
it's-
4 to hit 1 damage. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's just 1 damage.
Yep. So 22 to hit and 1 damage.
You peck part of his life away.
Perfect. And then I am going to chromatic orb frost him with the intent of not killing him.
Okay.
Is restrained advantage for ranged attacks as well? Like
I
a mage attack count?
Don't
advantage?
think so. If it's a ranged attack, I don't think so. I think it's just melee.
10 to hit.
That just misses. So even though she's holding him in place, he's kind of thrashing around. You're surprised the bird got the peck off, but he did.
I'm going to then move Tika back again, another
Okay.
like 10 feet away from him towards the cart.
Okay.
And,
Mythalos.
I'll just put my bow away and start gathering up with everybody else.
Okay.
Mark.
Yes.
It's all attacks.
All attacks.
Yeah, just for future reference.
Go ahead and roll again, then Leo.
18 plus 4.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, great. That is going to be
And it looks like it can still attack.
Yeah, he can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something I have been doing.
6,
in my-
3, and 4 is 13 points of cold damage.
And he slumps forward to the ground.
I'll catch the child.
So, Zek,
Mhm.
and only Zek, as you catch the child, her limp form in your arms, her head kind of turns to the side, and you can clearly see her carotid artery. And you can almost smell her blood.
Okay. Is this a will save for me not to eat the child? Maybe I misunderstood.
You lower your head, and then right as your teeth, which have now become sharp points, make contact with her skin, you kind of snap out of it and you're just holding the child.
I will turn to Atali and say, take her now.
Alright, I will take the kid.
And as you do so, Victoria walks up and with a sneer on his face, he points at the person who abducted his child, and they simply cease to exist. They are gone.
Oh.
And he turns to Itali and he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he holds his hand out to take Elzarina from you.
Okay.
What did they want you for? Why did they want the children?
I have no idea, but I'm going to find out. You have done us a great service this day. Pray tell, what is your names?
Zach will move over to these bushes and kind of slouch down heavily and say, Zach.
Itali.
Are you going to stop concentrating on the webs?
Yes.
Okay. So they disappear, and Amalia runs to get Terenzino.
Start searching bodies. See if the
Also-
bad guys had anything worth anything on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to Vittorio and say, Leo, that was a pretty cool trick.
It is at exactly this moment that Caleb gets sucked into the blue spark, and the children wake up, since I believe he was the one that cast sleep.
No, it was my dumbass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it expired then.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the kids wake up and they're very confused and frightened. And the nobles tend to their children. And at once he starts calming Elzarina down, he turns back to you, Leo, and he said, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, you. I'm very thankful that we were here and able to help with your family. That was a pretty neat trick. Now you said that you didn't know who was doing this and why. See, I tried not to kill that guy, so we could try to figure that out. Are you able to bring him back, or is he just like?
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Okay.
He's currently floating in the astral sea.
Well, you might, if you grab coffee later or something, maybe you can teach me that trick. That'd be pretty neat.
Banishment.
He looks at you for a moment, like really looks at you. He says, perhaps eventually.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, tend to your family. And then I'm going to kind of slowly walk over and try to join Meathless and not look like a bunch of degenerates searching dead bodies. We just save the noble family, but try to just cover for him in any way. Casting minor illusion of a box around him whenever he's searching something.
Victorio notices what you're doing. He says, I do not care about that rabble. I doubt they'll have anything on them. And as he actually stands and looks and says, this was either Xanathar's guild or it was the Zents. Either way, the fact that either of them are so bold to actually attempt to attack nobles in the street does not portend well for the city.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
agree with
dragon
you. None of their other comrades have anything on them of value either, but never hurts to check.
He
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm thinking about exactly how he would do this. He says, Amalia, it looks like some of them are hurt. And Amalia, sorry, I'm checking something. Can you guys see that or not?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. Amalia pulls out a. Actually, standby one. Do. Doesn't one of you have a wand of healing?
No.
You charged me how much gold for a rope that gives me an advantage to climb it?
Hey,
I
you
don't have a wand of healing yet.
you bought it, but I swear to God, someone got a wand of healing.
No.
My understanding, our magical effects are the hat, the rope, and there was one other thing that we bought with the rope. What was the other thing that we got with the rope?
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding. That, to my understanding, is our magical repertoire.
Which I've been also agreeing with. I've been saying everything you guys have been saying for the second after. On
Oh.
But I believe I do have a potion of healing for you, Zach.
Are we thinking about getting jumped again today? Zach, are you gonna make it?
I'll make it for careful.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna touch him and cast mage armor on him and say, hey, just in case, better safe than sorry. Oh, by the way, I'm done on spells, so let's try not to get into a fight.
Paying attention.
And
Are you familiar with mage armor? Do you need me to get it off?
What is it?
It's target's AC becomes 13 plus Dex mod.
Oh, sweet. Oh.
Does that help?
Yeah. It adds 1 to my AC.
Amalia looks at her vehicle, the carriage.
Thank you.
The horses have run away. The children are unharmed. She comes over and she hugs each of you. And she looks into your eyes and she says, I will be reaching out to you now that I know you. Expect a sending spell from me. I will repay you for the blood you so unselfishly sacrificed to save my children.
Of course.
What's the mother's name?
Her name is Amalia.
Oh, I see it in chat. I'm done.
Amalia Castellanter. And she gathers up Terenzio and Elzarina, and she says, I want you to thank them. And they both in unison look at you and say, thank you, because they don't quite grasp the severity of what just happened. And at this point, there are people starting to filter onto the streets, and you can imagine that the City Watch will not be far behind.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How are these people dressed?
They are dressed in fine, noble fashion. Stand by one, and I'll see if I've got a picture here.
Is this carriage destroyed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much mean it would not roll if we pushed it.
No. If it were to be mended somehow, but basically it looks like they snapped the axle, and when it flipped, it basically shattered the back, the side that's towards the ground for the back, and the front axle is broken.
Okay.
What's your opinion on mending 3 inches at a time?
I mean, you can do it, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
It's especially the more complicated the item. So melding wood, pretty easy. Melding iron, gonna take longer.
I also don't have mending yet, so.
Well, there you go.
That was Caleb, right?
Yes. Who
I
is
can't get it off him because he's that
not
weird
here?
kind of magic.
Which means to, yeah.
I gotta check one more thing. Hold on. I don't like that it actually shows you the. I'm gonna have to change that macro so that it just tells me what it is. Yeah, no, he doesn't have anything to help either. All right. Well, in that case, he thanks you and he says, take some advice from someone who's lived in the city long enough to know you don't want to be spotted by the watch, even in a helping fashion, too many times in a row. I have a feeling that there will be many questions about this, and I will say that we fended for ourselves. Amalia has some wounds to show for it.
Thank you.
So
I'll
point well
take the
taken.
wise
We'll
advice and
we'll
we
expect
do?
your sending. You can find us, by the way. We are new proprietors within the city. I'll keep this brief over here, and I'll give brief directions to our derelict inn that we're rebuilding.
Amalia smiles. You have much to learn about sendings. I've seen you. I don't need to know where you are.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But we are.
I apologize. I'm not there, Mark.
You're not?
No, I'm here.
Oh, I thought you were. Okay.
I'm not anywhere near those kids.
You feel fine.
Yeah, now
Mm-hmm.
I'm nowhere near those kids.
Okay. Fair enough. Amalia, or I'm sorry. Yeah, Amalia says, thank you again so much. But she kind of tilts her head and makes like you should leave.
I'm gonna take my bowler off and do like a little bow, flourish, and then just leave.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's leave.
Were we headed someplace specific? I was grocery shopping.
Yeah, actually, you were all headed basically, you were going the same direction, but then you were going to split off. So the question is, are you still planning on doing that? You planning on going back and resting? What are you going to do?
We still need groceries, so I'm still going to the grocery store. Or to the grocery merchant.
Market.
Okay.
I'm still going to check on the history of the Trollskull, whatever.
Right. That reminds me, I actually need to give everyone that handout because I forgot to do it last time. Give me 1 second.
I got a hole in my head. Does anybody remember what I was going to do?
That is what Trollskull Manor looks like from the outside.
Oh, and Tika's in the tree.
Yep.
That's significantly larger than.
That's why I tried to explain. It's hard to look at from that map. It is a large building.
Yeah, saying it's
That's
3
big.
stories and this is a big inn for how many rooms it has. It doesn't have very many rooms, bedrooms.
Right. Just a lot of space.
Yeah.
We can definitely modify that.
Leo, I'm not sure what you would set out to do.
I thought you were going back to someone. Did it have something to do with the paper?
I think it had something to do with paper.
No, because we came to the conclusion that I would be able to. Yes, that's it.
Talk to Mert about a supplier.
Yeah, I was gonna go talk to.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the city map here. And we'll just talk about what everybody's doing as they do it. I just got to...
So, can you make me last, please?
Yes, just a quick question for you, Daniel.
Yes.
So I have everybody on separate maps right now. Like everybody's split out so that when I move the players, it doesn't do anything. How do I get them all back so it's just the player ribbon?
I thought you just like dragged them on top of the player ribbon.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. Huzzah! Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
I'm gonna go on mute. I'm listening, but I'm back and forth.
understood. Let me know if everybody can maybe see the map. Or if it's a giant black box like it is for me.
Giant black box.
Yep, standby one.
If the map is a giant black box, I got that map.
Yep. That's very odd. Do I have two of them? I think I have two of them. Hold on. Yep, I have two of them. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. There you go, but that one's not a giant black box. Can everybody see?
I can.
I can see a torch.
But you can't see the rest of the map?
Nope, just a torch.
Stand by. How about me and this map are having problems today. Hold on, I'm sorry. How about now?
You can see stuff now.
Yep. Okay, now I have a map-only torch that lights the whole thing. Okay, so while we are here on the map, let's see. So you are going to... okay. So first I'm going to start with you, Leo. Everyone has not left yet. You are all getting ready to head off in your own directions when in your head, Leo, you hear the following. So this is what you hear.
I am Varjasafar, the Blackstaff. Come to Blackstaff Tower in the castle ward at once. Bring your friends. You may reply to this message.
So that is what you hear in your head, Leo.
Guys, pretty interesting. I think I just got sent a message by Blackstaff. Wants to see the lot of us. I don't know if we've got the time to spare, but it is over in the castle ward. Would I understand how long this would take as a point of information?
I'm not sure, but are you saying that as a response?
No, I'm saying it in general, because like with sending or a message, you can choose whether or not what you're saying is actually going back, right?
Correct.
Like it's a natural thing.
Correct.
So I am saying this to my party and placing them on a brief hold, but I can't like play hold music because then that uses my response.
Right. So you vaguely remember having seen the Blackstaff Tower. It was near where you registered. So it's kind of in the northwest from where you're at. It'll probably take like an hour to get up there from where you are right
By
now.
air, a carriage?
Not by carriage, by walking. Carriage will be faster.
And looking at Zek's wounds, probably better.
I need to go get us groceries, so I won't be going with you.
Oh. Well, all right.
Otherwise, we will have no food at the inn.
Ever the pragmatic one. Thank you, Zach.
Mhm.
So are you guys
I'm
in with me to check out this proposition? I'm not even sure what it is quite yet.
Well, it's
Yeah, let's go.
mysterious sending is always sounds in the works for me.
Yeah, okay. Maybe there's some opportunity to be had. So then I will I'll reply to the message. We will make as much reasonable haste as possible. We had a little bit of an incident this morning. See you in about an hour.
Excellent. I will see you soon.
How did you know what we were gonna say?
I may or may not have generated 45 of these in advance.
Smart. With our party, you have to.
I kind of tried to figure out every possible contingency.
Okay, so I need one for Zach if he goes and jumps down a portal.
Actually, you get one more sending as well. To do with as you please.
In your issue earlier, were there wounded? If so, bring them along.
Yes, we had one wounded, and I appreciate the offer for the aid. We will see you shortly.
If you could send a healer to Trollskull Manor, because that's where he's going to be.
Oh, is he, Zach, are you not coming along?
No,
Mm-mm.
he's not coming along. He's gonna bring groceries.
Okay, then I will not be able to retcon this, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'll just have to explain it when we get there.
Okay.
We could always throw Mythalos off a bridge. That way we need a healer then.
Good luck, bro. I've seen your rolls. You can't really hit.
Wow.
I can persuade you to jump off of it.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Okay then. So even though there's an offer of healing, you are not going. I'm just confirming this, Zach.
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough. So you head off to go do groceries. The three of you head northward. Basically, I'm going to move the map on here so you can see where it's at. Italy. Oh, I can't move. If only I could do everything from both places. Italy.
Looking at the castle ward, where is it?
It's all the way in the northwest
okay, I
of the
see where
castle
you're
ward.
done.
And Leo. And the Spark. All the way up here. Right there. And I'm
Oh
going
my.
to move the map. So
Well,
the
I
box.
mean, if Zek was heading to the market, he could have been heading our way anyway.
Um,
I mean, there's no
Yeah,
more than one
yeah,
market, obviously.
the question, Zek, is do you want to go to the large market where all the bazaars are? Are you trying to find a corner store? What are you looking for exactly?
Zach, as soon as he breaks in the party, is heading for what he surmises might be the closest temple of worship.
Got it.
So
Yeah, stand by.
go ahead.
Yep. I'll get that now that I know
Yep.
what you're looking for. Thank you. Okay, so as you guys approach the tower, Blackstaff Tower, it is a large wooden tower. However, the best way I could describe it is it looks like the rook in chess, and it is painted black. It stands easily it's the largest thing in this area. Probably stands about 6.5 stories tall.
Well,
there are a pair of guards at the gate. But you hear a lot of commotion from inside. However, as soon as they see you, they open the doors. And one of them walks with you and says, "Please to follow me." And he takes you up a flight of stairs at the back. And at every landing, you can see that there are people training. And Leo, of particular interest to you, it looks like they're all wizards. Practicing spells, doing mock combats with one another. This seems to be some kind of either wizard academy or wizard training center or something.
You're wizard, Leo.
As I'm walking through, I'm just gonna very poorly hide my excitement of like a kid at Christmas.
And as you continue to make your way up, eventually you come to what you figure has to be the last floor before the very top. And in it, it is a singular space, and in the center of it is a large black throne. I mean, it's not like a king or queen's throne, but it's obviously a seat of status, would be the best way that I would put that.
Is it on a raised dais?
It is on a raised dais. But then also off to the right is a large desk, and there's a myriad of papers. There's tons of books behind it. And in it sits a young-looking elven woman with a gnarled black staff in one hand. And as soon as she sees you, she nods to the guard, and he turns to leave, and she says,
Welcome to Blackstaff Tower. I've summoned you here because I heard about what you did for Volo and how you rescued Renee and Neverember. My name is Varja Safar. I am the Blackstaff and leader of Force Grey and the Grey Hands. As you can see, Blackstaff Tower is a wizard training academy and a fortress all in one. We operate under the law of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep. The Grey Hands are a private security force under my command. People who join the Grey Hands will receive the opportunity to take contracts from us from time to time.
and then she continues on.
As you become comfortable with us and we become comfortable with you, you will receive better contracts. In the end, the more renowned you gather within the ranks of Force Grey, the more likely it is that you can enjoy benefits of working with us, such as patronage and potentially assistance for your goals, as well.
And then she concludes her initial spiel with,
I have another issue I might like to discuss with you as well, but first let us hear whether you are interested in one or all of you joining Force Grey.
I'd like to know at least a little bit more about the type of clientele that you work for. Are there any standards for your hiring of your security forces?
She thinks for a moment. She says,
While I don't know you personally, I am a friend of Renea and Volo, and both speak highly of you in a way we don't see often around here.
That kind of sidesteps the question, though, doesn't it? I prefer not to get my hands too dirty. I prefer to help people rather than harm those who need help.
so she looks at you and nods in the affirmative.
As for who, we are fairly picky about who we invite. Generally, they have to have helped the city in some way.
Yeah, I may be of interest in exploring, seeing where this can go for us. I can't speak for my compatriots, though. They have their own decisions that they can make. As you see, there are only 3 of us before you now. However, we've developed a bit of a larger group, and perhaps Volo and Renee have told you of this, but I can inquire with them if they may be interested as well. Are there any non-disclosure agreements, conflicts of interest with being involved in other organizations within the city?
Stand by just 1 second.
Do these people also give out cool neck scarves?
Hold on 1 second.
No, there is no conflict in joining multiple factions throughout the city, as far as I am concerned. However, I expect when you are working a contract for us, you will be discreet and focused on fulfilling your task.
Did I mention I made 45 of these?
You did.
Well, my interest is certainly piqued.
Fair enough.
I'll join.
I think that you've got 3 of us that are interested here, and I don't know if you, again, have been made aware of our compatriots, but if you would allow me to perhaps extend the use of them whenever they're available on our behalf, accepting now, that would be ideal if we might be able to bring along some other compatriots to assist with any current or future obligations you may have for us.
That's not a problem. Whether they wish to assist or join, they are welcome.
And then she smiles slightly and...
Excellent. Now that is settled, if what I believe is true turns out to be correct, you already have a great deal of renown with us. Tell me, what do you know about mind flayers?
Ugh.
Read enough about them. I am told that there's this really weird, we'll call it artifacts that we've had following us that sometimes is, anyway, I'm going to get into that later. Methalis and Atali might have a little bit of personal insight, but I just have book knowledge on the subject.
Were you not there for that? Sorry. Like timeout. Were you not there for the mind flayer?
Nope.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Game on.
Yeah, as soon as he says Methalis and Atali may know more, she looks to both of you.
Well, you want to tell her a story, or should I just tell her the facts and just the facts?
Just the facts.
In our hunt to save Rainier, we ran afoul of the Zentarum who had kidnapped him, and in the process of trying to save him, we had run across an Illithid and its brain dog. But one of our compatriots was actually either beyond brave or beyond stupid, continued to fight when the Illithid tried to escape and managed to slay it.
More like both.
So we've definitely run afoul of a couple of the worst parts of the city's underbelly, and I have no love for any Illithid or their pets.
She lets the word sink in for a moment, and then you can see almost a you're not sure what the half crooked smile that she's giving you actually means. Whether it's,
I would have expected surprise from someone so new to adventuring as us.
Well, she thinks for a moment, and then she very carefully chooses her words.
The mind flayer you killed was called Nihilur. Xanathar has been using intellect devourers to take control of water Davians in key positions throughout the city. You dealt with one of our most urgent problems when you infiltrated that hideout and slayed the creature. For that, Waterdeep, and I, thank you. Here is a potion of resistance for your deeds.
And she pulls out a potion of resistance for the three of you.
What is
Like,
it?
not one each. Just a potion of resistance for the three of us.
Nope. Each one for each of you.
Huh?
Yep. And I will link the potion of resistance here. As soon as I find it. I probably spelled it wrong. Hold on. Resist. I will link it for you as soon as I find it. Strange. Okay, I'll find it and then I'll link it to you. So the three of you have a potion of resistance, and I will link it as soon as I find it. She trying to think if there's anything else. Let's see. So we got that. Nope.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Is there training readily available here for me? I would. There are some spells that I would very much like to seek out and learn and master in order to bring with us to become more effective.
Judging by your attire, I had imagined that might be something you would desire. Yes, part of patronage from Blackstaff Tower is access to magic items and scrolls to purchase. But again, that comes with time and successful contract execution.
When can we expect our first contract?
Right, I'll be in touch with your first contract shortly by sending spell.
Well, as vague as shortly is, I'll take shortly as a good sign. And yes, training would be very welcome in the future.
She nods and kind of generally agrees. And
do you have any other questions for me?
Not at the moment, personally, but I am certain to come up with several more on the way back to our new dwelling.
Can we get a carriage back there? I mean,
Yeah, can you call us a cab?
so you
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Excellent.
makes
I look forward to working with you. You are welcome here for questions, and I have arranged transportation back to Trollskull Manor for you.
You did come up with them.
And other than that, she waits to see if you have anything else to ask her, or
No, I'm good. Let's get.
I'm sure more elaboration will come in the future when she needs our services or offers a contract.
very good. then she makes niceties and then kind of moves over to the desk and starts working as you guys are shown out. A guard comes to take you back down the way you came. And he actually starts talking to you on the way down. He says, "So you guys are the ones that killed Nilor, eh? That's pretty impressive."
Well, it was more self-defense, preservation than anything else, but it did seem to work out in our favor.
It did.
And it was just the three of you?
Oh, absolutely not.
Ah. I see.
But still, it was impressive.
Quite. Quite a blow to the Xanathar Guild. I'm sure they'll be looking for you sooner or later.
Were we aware at the time that we were trying to mess with the Xanathar Guild, or were we just kind of not dying?
No, we were really just trying to save Rainier, and messing with the Xanathar Guild was a fringe benefit of the fact.
Well, and just to be clear, for those of you who don't know, when I do this, I'm not in character, but that's out of character. Yeah, for just to point of reference, you guys knew that you were going into Xanathar Guild territory because you were following pictograms of a beholder on the walls to get there. So yes, you knew you were going in there, but messing with the Xanathar Guild wasn't necessarily your initial intent. It was just to find Floon, but
Yeah, so if, if I get truth raid by a beholder, then we can be honest and say it wasn't intentional.
Well, on top of that, you have no recollection of the events anyway, so you're pretty safe.
I'm the best to interrogate, man.
Wait,
We'll volunteer you.
Wait, yeah, making a note right now. Hold on. Got it.
All right, let's get on this cab and go.
Okay.
The wizard is the best to interrogate. Got it.
So you guys head back. You have a carriage, takes you back to Trollskull Manor.
I didn't want to go back to Trollskull Manor.
Yeah, along the way, can we jump off and do our separate things, or have we elapsed and used up too much of the day?
Absolutely, you're allowed to. So I'll let's say Itali.
Yes.
I'm going to tackle you first.
All right.
So you finally make your way to. Actually, you would be there in the castle ward. And actually, Zek, you actually are also going to have to make your way farther into the castle ward.
Really? That's where all the temples are?
It's not, but it's the closest. Temple of the Seldarine. It's almost smack dab in the center of the castle ward.
Okay.
So that's where you are. And Font of Knowledge is actually right next to this, and that's where you're going, JR.
So if there was a chance I'd be heading in the same direction as them, I would have chosen a different direction.
Okay, then I'll come back to you because I don't
Thank
know
you.
where the next one is away from that.
You could make one up.
I could, but I actually have 1 billion of them, so I just need to look on my special map. So give me 1 second. I'll tell you exactly where. Hold on. Oh no, that's even farther to the north.
Zek would not want any chance of crossing paths with his team.
I got it. I'm just looking where. Okay, so so then you are going to end up down here.
And on that route, are there any merchants selling any type of food items? It doesn't matter what type.
Sure.
Okay. I would like to buy 20 gold worth of random food items
Okay,
and shove them all into the bag of gold.
got it.
Thank you.
Of course. So it is at Black Cloak Alley and Slop Street is the Hallowed Temple you are headed towards here. Trying to find the exact spot. Yeah, so it's like right up in here. It's actually really close to the money changer and the apothecary that you were visiting earlier. It's right about there. It's a temple, and it is a temple to Lyra, called the Temple of Good Cheer, and it is located on the second floor of a rundown row house.
Oh, cool.
And have you been to a Temple of Lyra before?
No.
This is, you asked where the nearest temple was to several people going by. This is the address they gave you. This looks like a hippie commune and not a temple.
Well, my time on the road has shown me that there are plenty of believers of all types.
100%. 100%. I just want you to know what you're getting into there. Okay, so, JR. You search for records on Trollskull Manor.
Yes.
It takes you probably an hour and a half
Mm-hmm.
just to request what you want, and then they make you wait a lot longer, and then eventually someone brings out some record books, and you're allowed to look through them, but you have to be supervised.
Okay.
But it's a giant book, and he says it starts here and it goes here, and I need to find a couple things. Give me 1 second. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. There we go. So make me a investigation check, Itali.
Investigation. Oh, that's not good.
There are so many words. This is so long.
Alright. So wait, so I'm being supervised, right?
You are.
Alright, so I'm gonna look at the person that's supervising me, and I'm gonna ask them like, this is a lot of words here, and I know you probably have stuff you want to do later on. I'm sure your ideal day is not just sitting here investigating this or looking at me look through this book, so I'm sure you understand this book better than I do. Can you look at the information that I want here for me?
And what exactly is it you're looking for?
I'm trying to find out what happened to the previous owner of Trollskull Manor.
Okay. They nod their head, and he kind of does this.
You got an itch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Working around these books, it makes my palms kind of sweaty. Knees weak. Spaghetti.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I am now one of the owners of Trollskull Manor. You look like a person that likes a good drink and a good meal, right? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
I'll get you some good food and drink on the house.
And are you open?
Yes.
I don't think so. A lot of work needed to be done on that property.
We're open to get you some food and drink. That's what we're open for. I'm going to roll persuasion on that one. Let's see.
He can't read, but he
Yeah.
can talk.
You can beat his 6, so he's like, very good. And he picks up the book. Or actually, he moves his body over the book and then actually turns his head back to you and is like, may I? As if he wants to sit where you're sitting so he can look through the book.
Okay. All yours.
Okay.
I'll move out the way.
And he turns the page. He turns the page. Oh,
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
well,
What to say?
according to this, 3 or 4, yes, 4 owners ago, the inn that you now own was something else. And oh my. He turns to you and he says, "Are you sure you want to know this?"
You've been saying oh so many times that I'm now super intrigued. What's to say?
He says, "I'll tell you after we take our 20-minute break. We'll be right back."
Dang it. All right.
We'll be back in 20 minutes.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Getting worse. Our exploratory diving bell has escaped the Moniz here in Paris. Wong and his assistant Mary Nelson have vanished.
All computers indicate that whatever caused it came from somewhere in the Pacific.
We'll start searching that area immediately.
Did you know that you can subscribe to the channel for free if you have Amazon Prime? It's true. All you have to do is sign into your Amazon account, and then go to gaming.amazon.com. On the left side of the screen, under your name, it will ask you to link your Twitch account. Once that's done, just head over to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/gamersledge. You'll have an option to subscribe using your Twitch Prime. It costs you nothing, but helps support the channel. There is one catch: it runs out in 30 days, so make sure you come back and click the subscribe button again next month if you want to continue supporting great shows like this one. Thanks for helping. Be excellent to each other. And game on.
There's new items in the merch store. Head to bit.ly/gamersledge merch. That's all one word, Gamers, Ledge, Merch, to check out the newest, latest and greatest gifts like mugs, t-shirts, mouse pads, stickers and more. Show some love for the show creators. They get a cut from each item sold, whether it is a Notice Me Senpai DM t-shirt, or a mug that helps you clarify when a point needs to be made in conversation. There's still a few minutes left in the break. You've got time? We will be here when you get back. Visit bit.ly/gamersledge merch. Be excellent to each other and merch. I mean, game on.
So, he was just about to tell you what he found.
Yes.
And he reaches into the book and actually pulls forth a folded up newspaper clipping that was taped into the records and hands it to you. And as you open it, you see it's from the Waterdeep Sentinel. And it's a story about Trollskull Manor. And it says that Trollskull Manor has changed hands many a time, but its darkest master was an old crone by the name of Ozma Greybrow. She repurposed the manor into an orphanage, welcoming the lost and unfortunate into her home. And by all outside accounts, she was a sweet, loving widow, but to her charges, the woman was cruel and sadistic. It would shock all Trollskull Alley to learn that a hag had crept in amongst the flock and had been slaughtering the lambs one by one. Over time, it was discovered that nothing delighted Ozma more than to trap these children in a cannibalistic nightmare from which there was no escape. At the height of her debauchery, she had 18 orphans, but never all the same ones by month's end. Whenever the city watch came a-knocking, Ozma insisted the child ran away, but the orphans knew the black truth, although far too late. For no matter how dire things got, no matter how cold the winter, no matter how many coppers had to be pinched, Ozma could always scrounge up more meat for the weekly stew. She did eventually face justice one day, but the shadow of her crimes has haunted Trollskull Manor ever since. The souls of her victims, it said, can never find rest, and a sliver of her evil yet stalks the halls.
Oh, good times.
All right. All right. Well, guess that's what I came for. I'm going to thank him and going to head on. I'm going to give him a firm handshake.
Then the article.
Oh, the article. I'm going to take that article. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No. That goes back in the records.
Let me write this down a little bit. So I'm just going to notate things down real quick on my notebook, then hand it back to him.
Okay.
And then head on straight down to Trollskull Manor.
Okay. While he does that, Mythalos.
I need to make contact with the Thieves Guild. So basically, I'm looking for a thieves' cant on the buildings, or a beggar who's not actually a beggar, but who's just...
Roll me an investigation check. So you spend quite a few hours looking for what you're sure must be here. And you don't find it. Tell me specifically where you're searching.
Everywhere.
Well, no, which part of the city are you searching?
Hell, I can head out back towards where in the vicinity of Trollskull Manor is.
So down in the dock ward, then?
I thought Trollskull Manor was up in the northeast.
Where are you? You are...
But the dock ward would be just fine as well, because I'm bound to find... But no, I was going to head back to the northeast.
Okay, so you're heading into the North Ward. So here's what you find. You find some thieves' cant in the dock ward, but it's obviously old and half of it's like not erased, but worn away, you're not finding what you're looking for so far within the amount of time that you're spending, which in the dock ward is going to take quite a lot of time.
Is the northeast corner where Trollskull Manor is the dock ward?
No, the dock ward is the southwest.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Okay, you said the dock ward would be fine. That's why
I said the dock ward would be fine, but I was going to head back towards where
Yes,
the manor is.
there is even less that you find to the northeast.
Okay. I'll just head back to the manor then.
Okay. And you find that very odd. Very, very odd. Because even in a city with an active thieves guild, there should be something in every section of the city. That's very noticeable. And you are having a hard time finding anything.
Okay.
So, that's what you do for the rest of your afternoon. Leonardo, what about you?
So I want to retcon a little bit and go running back up the stairs to the Black Tower before leaving.
Okay.
And ask her if she knows of anywhere that there might be any knowledge of Shadowtop or Lassivar parchment for in or about the city.
Great. Give me 1 second. I need to look something up if you're going down that route. So stand by. Hold on. Well. Okay, stand by one. Okay, here we go. So, you're asking her. Okay. She tells you in response to your inquiry.
That's something I can procure for you. However, I would be adamant that the proprietor report any powerful spells that are sold to me, so that I may know about them. On this I will not budge.
Okay. I will reach out to the proprietor. He's a merchant near our abode, and so I will see if I can convince him relating to that, if there's any very valuable information that comes from him. Is that simply part of the deal, or might there be any type of incentive additional for him to report such business dealings?
She thinks about that for a moment, and then she
The incentive is a steady supply of valuable paper for his spells.
Fair enough. I will do what I can to ABC. And I'll just leave without explaining that.
Okay. And to be just to note, she was not in her chair. She was at her desk when you came in the second time.
Thank you very much for the information and the offer for help. Hopefully, this turns out to be a useful arrangement for the black staff as well.
And she would supply him with a Lasper supplier. I'm sorry. I take that back. It's a Zelanter supplier.
Which is not one of the two papers that he had actually explicitly told me about.
No, you would know that is equivalent.
Yeah.
Yep.
You said Zelantra?
Zelantar.
Zelantar.
And she thinks about it before you leave, actually. Okay. Yeah, she gets a concerned look on her face, and then as she thinks about it a little more, she says this.
You know what? Never mind that. I want a promise from him that he will not sell to any Xanathar Guild members. He can keep his own books, just not that.
That I may be able to convince him of. I will see what I can do here, and I will send word either by myself or Tika. I'll motion to the raven on my shoulder that whether or not the arrangement is to be concluded. Thank you again for your time and your help.
Let me know what he says. Hello, Tika. That sounds acceptable.
And then I'm going to take off and I'm going to, if I haven't used up too much of my time yet in the day and it's reasonable to still do so, I'm going to head in the direction of Mert to try to see if he might have an alternate proposition so I can come to the guy with a couple. And if he doesn't, then.
And where are you headed?
I would say I'm aware of where Mert's estate is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So I would head to Mert's estate to attempt to find him.
Okay, and just to resolve your day, by the time you arrive there, he's not there. He is out drinking for the evening.
Okay. And he doesn't have guards posted, right? He does not.
There are servants there, but they sheepishly say, if you've known Master Mert for any amount of time, he doesn't stay still. So he could be drinking anywhere across the city.
Yes, well, I shall send for him in the morning, and please let him know that I stopped by.
And she nods and says, I would recommend mid-morning.
Mid-morning it is.
Depending on his evening.
And then I will ruffle my crevasse slightly and turn and leave.
Your cravat?
Cravat, excuse me.
Yeah, ruffling a crevasse is something a little different.
No.
What exactly is that crevasse?
Yep, perfect.
Cravat, not my crevice.
It's all good.
The dapper gentleman actually dealt in weapons and armor as well, didn't he?
Armor, yes. Weapons, not so much.
I need to speak with him
Okay, so you head down there.
if the opportunity presents itself. Yes.
Sure.
And I will call upon the dapper gentleman and ask him if he knows anybody who deals in magical weapons.
I most definitely would not. Of course.
However, if somebody were looking for such a dealer, what
there
area of town might they look in?
Oh, I tell you what. I am not privy to those types of things, but if you're patient, I'm sure someone will be in touch.
Wonderful. Thank you for your time. And give him a gold piece for any possible problems he may run across, or just his time in general.
Understood. Zek, you proceed into the temple. It is bright colors, beads, incense. That's a good start.
Is there someone who seems to be wearing some kind of hippie vestment?
Yes. Actually, several. And there's actually quite a few people in here.
Do they look to be from the poorer class?
Yes, for the most part. However, it would appear there might be a couple borderline nobles in here too.
When a gigantic snake person comes in, does someone walk up to me?
As you slither in, you see one person like do a double take, and then they say to the person they're with, "I've got to lay off the ganja." But yes, a woman, dark hair. She has a. Trying to figure out exactly the best way to say this. I Dream of Jeannie. Are you possibly old enough to remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, blue instead of pink.
Okay.
So on her hair, the rest of her clothes are just loose, kind of free flowing. Yeah, comfortable. But I'd say it's more of a almost a pantsuit than anything. But it's all light blue.
Is it in a style that I have seen so far in town? Or would this be a different culture's style?
Make me a history check.
Well, that's something I'm good at. No, it's
not. Yeah, you've seen it from time to time visiting with the circus.
Okay.
Like you've seen people in the stands, that have come to attend in that dark garb, but it's not as prevalent as other styles of dress in the city.
Okay. Hello. My name is Zakusu. I was told by a friend long ago that if I had some certain issues, I could come to a person of the faith and they would be able to help.
We are all one. We share the same pain. We share the same triumphs.
I'm hoping that you will be able to share more than that. I was told that some, not all, but some within themselves carry the power to tell good from evil. Do you have anyone here today that can do that? That has that gift from your goddess?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you would know. Lyra is Our Lady of Joy. She was basically like a lesser deity under. I never know if it's Sun or Sune.
I always said Sun. Master Moon.
And I mean, again, because you are familiar with it, you would know that basically this is I mean, I don't mean to negatively connotate or group anyone, but this is really like the hippie religion. Like there's a lot of dancing and there's it's a lot of free love and free, open your consciousness to the cosmos kind of thing. There's a lot of festivals, dancing, bards.
Okay.
Bards are like the premier. Bards and dancers are the premier followers. But there's always kittens and puppies around. It's kind of like a commune in some ways. But she nods and she says, "Are you troubled, friend?"
Yes. I had a experience earlier that made me doubt what I'm working towards, and I would like, if someone can, for them to look inside me and see what color my aura is.
She says, "Lyra provides, Lyra answers," and she puts a hand on your chest, and it's hard to explain without showing it. She puts her hand on your chest, and then she starts to bop a little bit, basically.
Okay.
And she uses her free hand, and she lightly sings under her breath, and a rainbow extends from her chest to you.
A rainbow.
A rainbow.
Okay.
And as it does, you feel a sudden warmth over you. And a little bit of joyous radiance would be how I'd put that. And she looks at you and she tilts her head to the side slightly and she smiles sweetly at you. She says, "You have nothing to fear, friend. I sense no bad in you."
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I almost ate a child. Is there a donation box here somewhere?
When you say she pulls her hand back rather suddenly when you say she almost ate a child, and she points kind of. She doesn't know if you're joking or not. She points over to the side. There is a box over there.
Zek will nod, and he'll drop 5 silver in the box, and then he'll slither down the stairs. Well, that was useless. And he'll start making his way back to the troll inn with his giant sack of random food.
It's still a normal size sack. It
It's a
just
normal
has
size
it just has a giant amount of random food. in
bag
it.
of holding. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And that was it for me. Thank you.
Okay. Unless anyone else has other actions, we'll move to the evening when everyone is back at the inn. And when I misspoke earlier, when the blue spark followed you, Leonardo. So when you got back, that's when it sucked up Caleb and Quark at that point. And Autumn. Actually, it hadn't spit out Autumn from last time. So, yeah, just those two. And everyone makes it back. And in the evening...
So everyone makes it back.
Yes.
Zek would like to take about an hour of introspection before evening, if possible,
You can.
in the form of a short rest.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, short rest here too. Do they not sell weapons in Waterdeep?
They do.
Then why was the Dapper Gentleman so obscure about not wanting to deal in weapons, even when I asked for the holster for my daggers?
You probably have to have a very specific license, and all of that probably has to be registered. I'm surprised they didn't make you guys register your weapons.
Well, we all registered.
Magic, right?
Yeah, I got a book and a
Does that-
stick. They wrote that down.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if they had magic weapons, they wrote them down. But I don't think anybody. I mean, I know Mythalos didn't report any magic weapons, so they didn't write anything down.
Somebody stole a magical weapon from a paladin, right? Well, I mean, from his tomb.
At his tomb.
Yeah, so your hour of introspection passes. Unless anyone has anything further they want to do that evening.
I'm good.
Just set about unseen servant and more cleaning as possible.
Very good. Are you doing any cleaning as well, or just leaving it all to the servant?
I am doing the cleaning. I've got an unseen servant.
Yeah, well, what I'm asking is, are you
I know,
also
am I
cleaning?
putting in elbow grease? No.
Yes. No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. What about?
I'll study my spell book and.
Okay. What about you, Itali?
I am gonna try to clean up a bit just to see if I can find any clues to this whole murder thing I've heard about earlier.
Make me a perception
So-
check.
Sure.
As you are cleaning up upstairs, you hear something in the wall.
Is it Mythalas beating his unseen servant?
I don't know. Are you going to try and get a little closer to try and identify what it is?
Yeah, sure, I'll try.
Okay. As you get closer, it takes a second for you to make out what it is, but it's the scurrying of feet, claws, and a frenzied chorus of shrieks and squeaking. And just as you kind of identify what it is, the wall cracks and buckles, and rats swarm forth, gnashing their teeth ravenously.
As a side note, I would have been in my room straightening up.
Okay.
Since we didn't get there. If that becomes relevant for my travel time to this interaction.
Yep. So go ahead and roll me initiative, JR.
All right. Let's see, initiative. Oh wait, I didn't click on my character. Well, I
Yeah.
don't even know where my character is.
Stand by. I'll move to a map where we can use it here. Do.
Okay, guys, I believe it's time we invest in an exterminator and several cats.
Can everyone see this map?
See something. Let me zoom out some more, probably.
Yep.
Okay. So short form is it will take everyone not. Let's see. What story is your room on, Leo?
Didn't you parapet?
No, I think Cork had the parapet.
Cork had the attic.
Yeah, Quark had the attic. I had the other room in the attic, the actual bedroom.
Okay.
Where's the handout?
I know Zek's in the basement, so he takes the longest.
Well, he'd probably be in the kitchen actually,
Okay.
with the small bag of big food.
I was to be on the 3rd floor. I had the bedroom with the private bath
Okay.
and the library and study, and nobody seemed to challenge me on that. But Quark has to go through my room to get to the parapet, so I'm thinking about building a wall there, make a hallway for him.
Sounds like a smart idea. Okay, so then in that case, let me copy Mythilus over because for some reason he's not on that one. Paste. So Mythilus, are you on the 3rd floor also? You're on mute.
I think Mythilus took the master bedroom on here, which would be the 3rd floor, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah.
That is true. I remember throwing junk in there.
So, and again, one more time, just to make sure, Itali, your room is on the 3rd floor as well?
Mine's just in the attic.
So you're one up from?
Yep, there's a bedroom upstairs.
There's
And
the attic bedroom and then attic storage.
Okay. So
yep,
then
I have the bedroom. Quark has the attic storage.
Got it. So then the order would be it will take oh, you're on there twice now. Dang it. Okay. So then the answer is it will take Mythilus and Leo 2 rounds to get up there once they know what's going on, which they do not at this point. And Zakusu, if he wants to go up, it will take him 4 rounds. Yeah, you're on mute, Daniel.
If I didn't hear it.
Right. Correct. Once you know about it, it'll take you 4 rounds to run up 2 flights of stairs, basically. Okay, and then I need a rat swarm. Rat swarm. Okay, there we go. Rat swarm.
I wore my Mind Flayer shirt today, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Just in case you want.
I'm sorry, you cut up, or you're on mute. Oh, there we go. You were talking, but nothing was coming out. Sorry. Say again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It doesn't make a difference.
Okay. All right. So, it rolls initiative. You roll initiative. All right.
Do I roll again, or do I keep the 5?
You have an 11. You're good.
Okay.
Okay. So it spends its turn coming out of the walls. It is flooding around your feet, and make a perception check for me.
Perception.
Yes. You almost don't notice it, but you swear you see just faintly a purple set of hands like chasing the rats, kind of doing this motion, chasing them out of the wall.
Like pushing them towards me or just trying to move them around?
Hard to tell, but if you had to guess, it sure seems like it's what's got the rats in a tizzy.
Okay. And is my room door locked or am I stuck in here?
You tell me. Was it open? Was it closed?
Well, I'm going to go towards it now and try to get out of it.
If you do that, the rats will take an opportunity attack against you, just FYI.
Well, shoot. Guess I'm stuck here fighting.
I mean, you can risk it and go toward the door. It's up to you. I'm just letting you know that's the mechanics if you do try to move away from them.
I'll try it.
Okay. They may miss.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. So they try to bite you. So 14 hit your...
Nope.
Well, there you go. So you manage to dance out of the way of them and get to the door. And you try and open it. And it opens.
Cool. Shutting it behind. Going out and shutting it behind me.
Okay. You do so.
Cool. That is Quark's room now.
Sure, you don't lock him in. I see how it is. I see. That's totally fair.
I run them in order, my friend. I run them in order.
You lock me into the basement in the dark. He has a well-lit, bright room. No lock.
Hey, you picked the one with the lock. It's not my fault. Yeah. There's...
I literally picked the one that did not have a lock. That was one of the thoughts I had.
There's chittering. There's squeaking behind the door. You can actually, like, they're beginning to slam into the door.
Can I give the door bardic inspiration?
A little late for that.
Oh,
also, it doesn't have ears or eyes to hear or see your bardic inspiration.
Can feel it.
Just start singing like a sea shanty on it.
Yeah.
Hold yourself together, man.
The rats are starting to punch through the door.
I'm going to yell at it as loud as I can. We got another swarm of rats here, and they're coming down. And
I'm on the move.
Okay.
I am... I'm going to run down and start waiting for them downstairs.
Okay.
That way we can all fight them as a group instead of just one person.
Yep. So you rush down the stairs and you wait for the swarm to get to you. And Leo meets you. And Meathless, are you reacting to that at all?
Yeah, I'll go help.
Okay.
I hate rats.
And Zach, what about you? Are you coming up from the kitchen or are you staying?
I'll start coming up.
Okay. So
my speed is half again as fast as them.
That's fine. You all kind of group up ready to attack the rats, and Zek comes up from down below and meets you, and you wait. And you wait. And the rats never come.
Oh, you got jokes, huh?
Did you seriously just call us all in here for no reason?
There were seriously rats up there. I'm pretty sure if we go up there, you will see where they broke into my room. That is now Quark's room.
Why is it Quark's room?
Because all
Of
the free rats that are there.
Imaginary rats?
I don't know what bird people eat. Maybe that's what they like. But if you come with me, you will see the hole where they came from. And I'll start making my way upstairs.
Yeah, let's go take a look.
Making my way. You guys go up the stairs, and everything seems fine.
Is there a hole where the rats came from?
There's no hole.
Is there like a thing on the wall?
A thing on the wall?
Yeah, because they punched through the door, so they must have left a mark.
Oh, like a hole or something?
Yeah. Or a scratch mark.
Roll perception for me.
All right.
Anyone that wants, yeah, critical. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's no holes. There's
nothing here.
I'm going to see that he's searching like in a genuine effort, and I'm going to try rolling insight to see how I'm going to play this situation out. It's a 5.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be telling the truth. He's not playing it off as a joke. Or are you, Itali?
I'm not playing it off as a joke. This is a serious situation. Mithras is scared of rats. We got to get rid of them.
Why do you keep saying I'm not afraid of rats? I hate rats. They make me angry. I'm not afraid of rats.
He hates rats. We got to get rid of them. He hates them out of fear.
I'm going to sit down upstairs, just like already presuming. Atali, I need you to just hang with me for a moment, and I'm going to start casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to be out for like 5 minutes.
Okay. No problem, Zach. Yep, you sit down, you cast it. There are faint traces of magic throughout the room. But nothing, again, if we're using the infrared kind of explanation of it, nothing present other than anything magical Atali has on his person.
Were you like screwing around in here, practicing any spells or anything?
I was just cleaning up around here just to make this place tidy. Was not doing any magic whatsoever.
Seems that we've got traces of it, so I don't know. I don't know what's to be done to tackle this until I do a little bit more research and gain some more experience in this field.
All right, so yeah, not crazy. Something was here. And I did remember, you remember seeing some like disembodied hand moving these rats around.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This place is supposed to be haunted. As much as I like making fun of you, Atali, it would be something that is possible.
Yeah, I think it's ghosts. And I was recently out investigating this place, and I found out that this place used to be an orphanage where the owner of the place was taking in kids and murdering people or kids. So I think this place is definitely haunted by either evil spirits of kids or the old lady trying to find more bodies.
Was somebody gonna go find a cleric for us at some point?
I'll
Yes.
get on that right now.
Yes, but they got sucked up into a ball, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was Caleb.
Yeah, we should make this a priority tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sleep at the bar tonight just in case. Don't want to be behind any closed doors.
But you'd be behind the closed doors to the inn.
Don't get technical with me.
Just pointing that out. You know, do what you will with it.
At least I have more space to run around.
Okay. So you make camp behind the bar. Anyone else doing anything else for the evening?
No.
Okay.
Is there another tavern around here or something?
Sure. There's 100 taverns within the city.
Well, I need another inn. I'm not sleeping in this one.
Okay.
Not tonight anyway.
Fair enough.
There were 2 rat attacks during the day. 2 rat attacks in one day, and now there's magic, and you know, I need a glass of wine and a clean and comfortable bed.
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Yep, you can do that. It'll probably run you 5 silver for a nice place.
Done.
Yeah. And Itali, once you're settled in behind the bar and there's no one else around, you hear a
Does it sound like a dude laughing or a lady laughing or kids laughing?
It sounded just like that.
So like the laughter of somebody that might have been in Clerks. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anyone else?
You know, I'm going to try to talk to it.
Okay.
Let's see. Whatever's out there, are you just trying to clean up this place or trying to destroy this place? Like, which are you trying to do? Because you're trying to clean up the place. We're trying to do that too. But if you're trying to destroy this place, let me know now.
You don't get a response. But make me a perception check.
If you don't respond, your mom's a hoe. Any response?
I don't know. Are you making your perception check or not?
All right. Let's see.
So you kind of like stand up and talk to it and wait for an answer, and you say if you don't respond, your mom's a hoe. And as you turn behind you, written in the dust on the taproom countertop are the letters "Last Call."
Ooh.
Well, I guess his mom is not a hoe, so at least I know that. All right. Well, you just leave me alone for the night. I'll figure this stuff out tomorrow.
And you hear that laugh again.
All right. Then I'm just going to go to bed.
Make me an okay. Anyone else have any other actions for the evening? Nope. All right.
DM, do you?
Yeah. Did you see the response?
I didn't. I think my chat's not scrolling. Got it.
Okay. You did it, is the short answer.
Thank you.
No problem. Not a problem at all. Itali, make me another perception check. So you are woken up by a knock on the front door. And
do I hear chittering?
No, and at this point everyone hears the knock no matter what, other than Mythalos, because you're physically somewhere else.
Right,
So after getting locked into the basement, Zach is sleeping like behind the bar. He's not sleeping in the basement.
Oh, you're sleeping behind the bar also?
Yeah.
Okay, so both of you were sleeping behind the bar. Okay. So then you hear the knocking as well. And
are we at a point where we would have been rested at this point?
Yes, yes. Everybody gets a long rest at this point.
Cool. Then I'm going to go up to the door and ask, who's there?
Greetings, friends. Welcome to the alley. I'm Abby, and this is my partner, Embrick. Can we come in for a moment?
I open the door.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Snake person got to put pants on.
Yeah, Zek is going to look through the door and look at them.
You see two male genasi, one fire and one water, standing outside the door with smiles.
In the middle of the night, right?
No, this is in the morning.
Next day.
Oh,
Next day.
Early morning. Early enough to wake us up, right?
Yes, early enough to wake you up.
okay. I was thinking like 2 or 3 in the morning.
No, this is like
Zek,
9 a.m.
Zek will move out of the way. Yeah, I misunderstood the time.
Okay.
I'm still sleepy.
So you open the door and let them in?
Yep.
Yeah, they come in, they have smiles, they say, "Nice to meet you. Welcome to the alley. I'm Abby. This is my partner, Embrick. I'm an armorer, and Embrick here is a expert weaponsmith. We own the Steam and Steel down the street. And we made you something as a welcoming gift to the alley." And Embrick points out the front door, and you can see there's a very fine new hitching post for horses that the two have installed outside.
That's really thoughtful. Thank you.
He said, "We didn't think you'd mind if we installed it. The old one was falling apart. Hope that was all right."
No, that saves us time. Thank you. That I really appreciate. We really appreciate that.
Can I interest you in some breakfast?
That would be great. They both look at each other, and
Zek will point to the one table that is currently fixed, and then he'll go back and gather together some danishes and pastries he was able to get last night.
And they both thank you and say, "How do you like the alley so far? Have you met all the folks around yet?"
Not yet. We're still trying to figure out more about this place. How long have you guys been around?
Oh, quite a while, almost 25 years now.
Do you know anything about this place?
Just kind of the cloud that hung over it about 18 years ago.
What kind of cloud? Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, when the woman that bought it turned it into an orphanage, and we don't like to talk about it much.
Okay. Did anything else happen after that?
Well, after they executed her, place sat dormant for a while, and it's been bought and sold probably, I don't know, 3-4 times before you guys.
Who was it sold to first? Would you by any chance know?
You know what? It was bought and sold without anyone moving in or doing anything to it a couple times, so I couldn't tell you there. The House of Font of Knowledge might have all that recorded, but I'm not 100%. He turns Embrick, you, and Embrick shakes his head.
All right.
And
all right, well,
Leo, are you coming down to engage in this conversation, or are you staying up?
Yeah, no, I would be coming down the stairs somewhere midpoint of this.
They both stand up as you come down, wave, introduce themselves. The water genasi introduces themselves as Abi, and Abi introduces the fire genasi as his partner Embrick. And
pleasure to make your acquaintances. And so you deal in conventional weapons and armor? Do you have any type of magical gear that you also work with from time to time?
When we can get our hands on a little bit of partnership or the right types of ingredients, absolutely.
Good to know. One hand washes the other.
Absolutely. Speaking of, have you met all the folks here in the alley yet?
I had a pretty interesting interaction with a couple the other day. I think Farah and, Fala and Rashal, and but just trying to help out with that situation a little bit.
Fala's a little heavy-handed, but she means well.
She seems to, and I think I may be making some progress for Rashal, so I'll be seeing him later today. But so far, that's about the extent. That is the extent, right? Of a character. That is the extent of the people that I would know. Methless dealt with the guy that makes a bed.
Yeah.
But
and Methless, are you returning to the inn around this time, or are you going to wait? What are you planning to do today?
I don't really have anything important to do, so I'll get up leisurely, have some breakfast, and I'm probably going to miss this interaction, I'm assuming.
Got it. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Avi asks you, Leo, have you met Tally yet? The owner of the Bent Nail?
No.
And before you can even really get the rest of your answer out, Embrick just rolls his eyes and says, "By Casas Flame, can you just let it go?" And you can see Avi send some kind of teasing glare to Embrick. And he says, "Don't flare up now, darling. I'm just making conversation with our new friends." And he turns back to you and says, I'm just wondering what your impression of him is. We've been trying to get into business with him, but it seems... And Embrick interjects, he doesn't like that we're together. Fine. We faced this kind of thing before. It's nothing new. I'm not going to waste any more of my time speaking on it. And Embrick, storms out the door.
A little fiery, that one.
My apologies. He's more like a storm than a fire.
Yeah.
We'd invited Tally over for dinner a few weeks ago to discuss a business proposition, making products of steel and wood together. And things started well, but as the evening went on, Tally seemed more and more uncomfortable. And in the end, he flatly rejected our offer and left before even finishing the exquisite Kalashite chocolate cake that Embrick had made for the dinner. He's been pretty cold and dismissive with us ever since. And while that big firestorm over there says he doesn't care, I know his feelings are hurt. I'm not actually sure what the problem is, but if you do talk to him and can find out what we did to offend him, see if you can make him reconsider our offer. I really think it will help both shops.
Sure, Avi. Ubi, you're over here, and I'm back here still. Who's Tally?
The owner of the Bent Nail. The shop that's attached to your inn.
Bent Nail. Ah, got it. The Bent Nail. Bent Nail, buddy. So you're looking at working with him for the some steel work.
We do the steel. He does the wood. We can make...
He's the one that made the bed that we saw delivered, right? Or not delivered, but that Nathalis had mentioned.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I seem to be the head of the Chamber of Commerce now around here, so I will. I'll reach out to Tally at some point.
Well, I'm not trying to put any extra pressure on you. Just if you can find out something, it doesn't make any sense to either of us.
Hey, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the alley and we're gonna make it the destination of Waterdeep. We'll get there.
Well, that's something that you will definitely have our help in. And if you do end up finding out what the issue is, I'll make sure we get you a 20% discount on anything in our inventory.
So,
yeah, fair enough.
I actually had a question.
Sure.
Weapons and armor is fine, but I have some taps and fixtures back in the kitchen, and here's the bar that could really use replacing. Do you guys have any experience with stuff like that?
So he pauses for a moment, and you can see he's struggling to navigate the verbal waters that he is about to go, the rapids that he is about to go down. He said, "We can definitely make some of the parts that you need, but if you want it to be certified, you're going to have to get the guilds involved to install it."
Of course we are.
That's welcome to Waterdeep.
Thank you.
I know that's probably not as helpful as you would
No,
want it to
there's
be.
a reason. There's a reason my name's not on this property. Thank you. And Zek will smile and chuckle as he slithers back away to clean off another table.
Your servant seems a little dejected about the red tape of Waterdeep.
No, by no means a servant. He is a compatriot and comrade. He's a little bit, we'll say, titchy to certain regulations. He's good spirited, just not so much of a city fellow yet. So, I would say that Atali is the most accustomed to all of this out of all of us. I'm not from a large city. I would call my original town perhaps a hamlet at best, but it was this is all very new to me as well. No, Atali here, if you want to reminisce about the good old days of Waterdeep, he's definitely your man. He's been our insight into the city so far.
Actually, no. For a moment, he looks at you as if he's trying to place you. Like, does he recognize you? But nothing comes.
Mm.
Oh, he's looking at Itali, I should say, specifically.
Oh, well, maybe if I had a book in front of me, maybe that'll remind you. And so I hold the book. Anything?
Sadly, no.
Oh. One day.
Point of order. How long can it be before somebody responds to message? Can you low key store it?
No. You have
a short, reasonable period in which to respond.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, at the very latest, it would be the end of the day.
Okay.
But I wouldn't even rather do that. I'd rather do a short, reasonable amount of time.
Understandable. Spell as intended, not spell to set up impromptu neighborhood watch with Genasi standing in front of me.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
That's not going to work. Okay. So I think perhaps you may want to go after Embrick, but is there anything else that you wanted to go over with us? I mean,
no, just welcome to the alley, and he takes another bite of breakfast before standing. He's now reaching away from. He's moving away from where he was sitting, but he still reaches back for another bite, and he kind of says with a half full mouth, "I'm really sorry about that, but I should chase after him. You're right." And he waves and leaves.
That was fun. Seems that this neighborhood's the they could have baked a pie or something.
I don't know that hitching post is fairly well made.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go take. Well, no, I wouldn't have been aware of the hitching post, right? Because I came down mid conversation.
Yeah, so I say the hitching post out there is pretty nice, and to give us something that is useful versus something that we would have. I mean, one pie between all 9 of us.
Or there's 3 of us here now. But anyway, I'm gonna open the front door and take a look outside. Yeah, that's a pretty fine hitching post. I like that. Just gotta get a horse for it now.
Yes.
Or 9 of them.
Yes.
I mean, you would guess that probably that would be about 5 gold for that hitching post. So that's a pretty
but reasonable welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, and it is very well made actually. It even has some carving in the wooden parts.
Yeah, that saves us 5 gold right there.
Does 990 to go?
No.
So, Leonardo.
Yeah.
Would a skeleton that is attached to a ghost provide you with a magical aura that you can see when you do your thing?
Yeah, yes. It would require some form of animation to empower it to move the physical, so I should be able to detect it.
Oh, I mean, like, if there was a skeleton buried in the wall and a ghost is stuck here in the premises because of that skeleton.
That I would say it depends on the nature of how that skeleton came to be and how this ghost occupies this space. So this may be a much better question for perhaps a cleric, but perhaps I may be able to discern some information. Are you thinking that I should go about the property and just keep trying with?
No, I have no idea how any of this works. How any of your guys' magic works, because it seems that all of the people who joined this menagerie from the beginning are capable of some form of magic or
You could always just ask the ghost.
did that work for you last night?
It left me a message over there, says last call.
I look over to where he's pointing.
There is a pair of words in the dust that say last call.
I just wiped that down. Mythilus. Oh, did you come down yet?
Come
I'm
back.
not there yet.
Come back
Oh.
yet. No.
He's not. He was out all night.
He stayed at another inn.
He went
Oh,
to
yeah,
Oh, wow.
I got a room.
It's Holly is going to be putting so much stuff in his room.
All it takes is a magical spell to get rid of it. So
That's what you think. All it takes is a ghost to put it back. All right. So,
which is
what
what I'm
time
going to
do
be
you,
out doing today.
about what time do you think it is, Mark?
Probably like 8:30.
So, we've already been visited by some neighbors. I would like to maybe go and find a nearby temple. I think I heard that there was one in the castle district. Because I'd like to go see a cleric about a ghost. What are your thoughts?
That you're probably going to
Leonardo?
see me there when you go.
Probably, but because you didn't talk to us about your plans this morning and you're not here, I have no idea where you are.
Oh, we end up with 2 clerics. That's cool too.
It is at
Being
about
an
that
old
time.
cleric and a young cleric.
It is about that time that you hear another knock on the front door. And there is a large shadow of a figure outside it.
Is it making mouse noise or rat noises?
No.
Oh, okay.
Zek will begin to wrap his wrists in his fighting wraps, and he will open the front door.
Seeing that, I'm going to move behind the bar for cover slowly.
Mert is standing there outside the door.
Mert, buddy! You almost caught a fireball. How you doing?
I what now? That's not very a way to greet potential customers to this fine establishment.
Yeah, did you see the hitching post? We're getting there.
I did. In fact, it was part of that reason that I came to visit you all this morning.
Park your horse there?
I have a bit of a business proposition for you.
Okay.
And he runs a finger through some of the dust on the bar, absentmindedly, scribbling through the words last call. And he kind of looks to each of you and he says, by chance, have you heard of the Black Viper?
Not
Crickets.
No? She fancies herself some kind of lower class do-gooder, champion of the people, robs from the nobility for sport, sometimes gives the proceeds to the poor, sometimes not, a blight on the city, but only part of the reason I'm here. Tell me, have any of you heard of Blue Alley?
Nope, still at a loss. Remember, I've been here like less than a week.
JR, roll me history check.
history
With advantage.
with advantage. There it is. 16.
Yeah, you know Blue Alley. What you would know.
Everybody knows Blue Alley. It's right next to Red Alley.
Figuratively, you're not wrong, my lad. I take it the other two of you have no idea what we're talking about, no?
No.
So there's a street. It's quite recognizable because it's made of blue stone. It was constructed years ago by a secretive and recluse mage. It's full of tricks, traps, and strange monsters, and no one knows the identity of the mage that constructed it, and it's said that the builder gambles with colleagues on the outcome of each venture within. It is said that it is both dangerous, but that there is fabulous treasure in there. I can tell you this to be true, because somewhere in Blue Alley there is a small sculpture called the Celestite Unicorn. The Black Viper paid me a visit. Why? I don't know. I have no quarrel with her or her mission, and the unicorn is a powerful and dangerous artifact that should not fall into the wrong person's hands. How the Black Viper liberated it from me and why she would place it in Blue Alley and then just tell me with no ransom, no reason. He stops a moment. He's obviously flustered. He takes a breath. The unicorn was my wife's. It's a dangerous artifact and I would like it back. I'll make sure it's more than secure than it was when the Black Viper stole it from me, should I get it back. If you would take on this charge to infiltrate the Blue Alley, retrieve the Celestite Unicorn, and deliver it back to me, I will owe you a favor, which I might add is a very useful thing in this city, and pay you 500 gold. What say you in your menagerie?
It's a dangerous artifact?
It is.
Is it like cursed if I touch it? Like what's...
No, but I would not recommend holding it for very long.
How will we transport it if we can't touch it for too long?
A bag or a pouch, perhaps?
Okay. Will you provide said bag or pouch of holding?
How large is the unicorn?
About yay big.
Oh, that needs
So
a big bag of holding.
I guess that pouch right there would probably work, right, Vitaly?
I don't know. It's probably not a good idea
Pointing to a pouch on his belt, on the big guy's belt.
Oh, on Mert's belt?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Really?
Oh yeah, and Zach will go back to cleaning the table.
Not even going to provide us a bag of holding to do this dangerous stuff. What the heck?
I am going to, like, as Zach walks away, open the door and be like,
Zach knows Mert.
huh?
I don't even think Zach knows Mert.
Yeah, you were with them when they when they went to Mert's house.
That's the first time.
Mert's house.
After we saved.
After you saved Rainier, but still needed to find Flume.
Oh, okay.
That's when Cork and I were drinking and we had coffee and he was all buzzed.
No, it was before that.
This is such an important artifact.
Shit.
He wouldn't hand us a small pouch from his belt.
He says,
yeah, but I like 500 gold and I'm going to open the door.
He says, that's because this is a magic pouch worth far more than...
I'm obviously pointing at any of the pouches on your belt.
He grabs a pouch and hands it to you.
Then Zach tosses it to Vitaly and then goes back to cleaning the table, shaking his head.
Or just a ill taste joke. He's just playing around with you a little bit there. Yeah, no, this sounds interesting. What kind of challenges are you aware of in the Blue Alley? Amethyst is still nowhere to be found, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't the slightest clue. It's one of the things in the city I never took on in my heyday.
Do you think with a short period of time and some effort, given our mutual connections now, that you might be able to discern some type of preparatory steps one might take to tackle this blue alley? Or maybe even if you're not going to use your resources, if you can point me in the direction of somebody that may have any insight?
He says, let me see what I can find out. And I will send word.
Very good. And then one other thing I had for you. First, appreciate the new gig and looking forward to working together on this one. Also, do you happen to know anybody that has a Shadow Top or Lassivar paper or Zelentar paper? Anybody around town that might be able to provide that for a shop specifically? I'm trying to help out some of the local yokels.
He looks at you for a moment, and then faster than you would have imagined, but not in a threatening way, his rapier is in his hand. Like he drew it, but it was a blur. And he says, "This, my good man, is my language. That, unfortunately, not so much." And the next thing you know, it's sheathed.
Do I have point of order, not a character? Do I have the wrong guy in my head? Mert? Is this not the guy that's the head of the cravats?
Harpers.
Yeah.
Harpers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the noble.
Yeah. So okay, got it. Okay, fair enough. Just seeing if maybe you had a contact or something, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, since you're so skilled with a rapier, no interest in coming with us to that blue alley, right? And just kind of sending us out there. That's the idea here.
Unfortunately, despite my best efforts to keep my evenings free for carousing as much as humanly possible, I was not joking when I said the first time we met that I am involved with the Lords of Waterdeep, and they actually make quite a bit of demands on my time. Keeping the city safe and planning for its protection, unfortunately, is my main required task at the moment, so I cannot accompany you. That is
You're
why
in charge of its protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you, by any chance, involved with anything like, say, if somebody had to be executed for doing something really bad?
Can you elaborate a bit more?
Like, let's say there was some lady going around killing away runaways, got caught. Would you be involved by any chance in the execution of that? Or know anything about that 30 years ago?
30 years
18
ago?
years ago?
18, 30 years ago?
No, so you're talking about something specific.
Yeah.
Let me see. And he kind of scratches the back of his head. You must be referring to the case of the woman that had this building as an orphanage.
Exactly.
I was not involved in it. Generally, that is carried out by a tribunal of judges that we have to oversee such matters.
Okay.
Unless there is some kind of threat to the entire city, the masked lords generally do not get involved directly. That is for more of the administrative side of the city to handle. who report to
Gotcha.
the masked lords, but still, again, not directly for the most part.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you.
Why I've been having problems?
Just a bit. Nothing too serious.
Well, I have nothing but the utmost of confidence you'll figure it out.
Thanks.
Next time, feel free to bring your horse.
I will, now that I know that there's someplace to tie it up. Actually, I don't ride horses. I like the exercise.
Do you want a snack before you go, or are you good?
I'm good. I'll find out what I can, and I will send word once should I turn up anything.
Sounds good.
And he says, Zakusu.
Mm-hmm.
A pleasure. And he turns and leaves.
Is this our lot now? We have come here to Waterdeep at the behest of helping someone, and now we are doing the beck and call of the nobles of this town so that we can fix a haunted pit.
But it can become a beautiful pit if we give it time.
Yes, but I did not think that we were coming to Waterdeep to stay in Waterdeep, nor did I think we were coming here to own property or get into business in tavern ownership.
Oh, think about this a little bit. How much would you say you make on a decent night traveling the road and performing?
Not much, but it wasn't about making money.
Right, but the freedom and the lifestyle that we can be provided with a short time spent in this city to establish ourselves and to do some of this work can set the foundations for us to do so much good into the future and to free up our lives from the need for things like the work that you once had to do. You can pursue the interests that you might have and as well carry on doing these.
I've heard very similar arguments for the military.
Just want to
but
help
that's like
build
years.
this.
I'm not into that.
Like, I want to help build this place so that I have a place to tell stories at. As I go on adventures.
Which I understand. You're from here, Italy.
Knock, 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 knock.
Zek goes in the kitchen, just shaking his head.
I open the door.
There is a small boy there with a letter in his hand.
I take the letter and close the door.
The worst part.
Close the door first and tell him to slide it under, knowing that it doesn't fit.
You take the letter and close the door on him. After a few moments, he starts to leave.
I open the letter and start reading it.
It says, Dearest Zakusu.
Oh, not for me. Here you go, Zakusu. It's for you.
Zek will take the letter.
It is from Merla.
Okay.
And it basically says, I don't know what you did, but the fruit you sent cured my ailments. I wish to come and see you. Where can I find you?
Okay. Zek will put that in a pouch and plan on riding her back eventually.
Okay.
I hope that it's from the person I needed to help with the fruit. The fruit apparently helped her. I hope that they follow the directions in destroying the pit.
Okay.
I only hope that our dear druid, that her forest was saved as well.
Well, that's cool. Well, now that you
This
have an
time, can I come
established
strolling in.
place where people can meet up with you, you can invite them here.
I understand what you're saying, Atali, and I have no problem helping you because you've saved, all of you have saved, we have saved each other's lives for the last couple of weeks, but this is I'm in very unfamiliar territory, and I don't like it. And Mytholus walks in, whistling, is that what you said?
No, I just.
Oh.
I mean, I'm in a relatively good mood. I slept well and had a good breakfast. Did I miss anything?
You see the hitching post on your way in? Pretty nifty.
Well, there is a fine hitching post.
Yeah, a couple of Genasi from down the road said that they do some blacksmithing work, armors and weapons, and sometimes when the opportunity presents, even of the magical sort. They came with a bit of a weird request. Thinking about starting up a chamber of commerce here, by the way. Perhaps you can help with this. They had said that our neighbor Tally, who I think you've had some interaction with, may have, yeah, I guess that they may have had some form of a falling out that they didn't quite understand with him. And so I think at some point, perhaps if we might take a stroll over to Tally, and I'll present as earnestly as possible that they meant no offense, and maybe you can be there to smooth that over a bit if you wouldn't mind.
I would have no issue with that whatsoever. I wanted to check on the progress of my bed anyway.
Great.
Although it would be nice to meet these Genasi. What were their names?
Avi and Embrick. They're water and a fire Genasi. An interesting pair.
They mix, huh?
More than you would know.
Should probably be easier to meet them first, so I had some kind of response to whatever Tolly's issue is with these Genasi. But we can handle that later.
Fair enough. Yeah, my understanding is they're just on the road. Now, a really interesting one. Mert stopped by, said he wants to pay us an inordinate amount of money for what seems to be a very brief gig to get back some type of small cursed artifact for his wife from a mystical alleyway that's all blue that he has no information on, even though he's the leader of the Harpers. And so he's doing some research on that and getting back to us. I told him pretty much I didn't want to go in blind here, so we didn't formally accept the gig, but Zakusu managed to scam a pouch off of him, and that was pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna open the pouch and see what's inside it. Is there anything inside it?
Tobacco.
Do any of you guys smoke?
I do.
All right, I'll give him the tobacco.
But not the pouch.
Not the pouch. I'm keeping the pouch.
I have a tobacco pouch as well, so I can just add it to it.
Was there talk of a cleric?
Speaking of which, I thought we may want to go hunt one down to see if we can clear some of this mystery up that's going around. Some of the
About that, there was a message they left behind, the ghost. I asked it if it wanted to help us clean up or was it just planning on destroying things? And it left the message that one of our visitors just messed up, but the message says last call.
Well, that doesn't sound foreboding at all now, does it?
We could try asking for drinks and see if it brings it to us.
No, I feel the priest is much in order.
You want the priest to order you a drink?
You're getting side eye and eye rolling to no end.
I'm just throwing it out here right now. You don't have one. So, oh no, you do have one. I would have given you another inspiration for that. But yeah, you already have one.
I do, or
No,
Italy?
Italy.
Italy. Yeah. All right, let's go get that priest to order us some drinks.
Well, you guys do that. I got some HOA duties I got to tend to, so I'll probably hang back and.
Lead the way, Italy.
All right, I am leading the way to the nearest church.
And Zach, are you going with?
Zek is going to break down all of the broken furniture and broken pieces to fill up the wood bin.
Okay.
So that there's stuff for us to burn in the fireplace.
Okay.
And so that it's clearing space.
Okay.
Because he's planning on putting in an order with the woodmaker.
Okay.
Do we march along to a temple or?
You march along to a temple. The closest temple is players. Move the players. There we go. It's in the center of
The sea.
the North Ward. I need to find out exactly where. Give me 1 second. Temple. So the Temple of the Seldarine is it's in the almost in the center of the castle ward. In fact, it's right underneath the word ward in castle ward.
All right.
Right here.
Gotcha.
It's this big building right in the center there, right off of Warrior's Way.
The one that looks like a cannon. Gotcha.
That is correct, except it's actually a giant temple. This is the temple of all elven deities.
Perfect.
All right, marching right in.
Okay.
Come on, Mitolis, these are your people. Speak.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Since my mother was a priestess, where is it? Byline info of mother.
Let me see if I can.
Priestess of Sehanin Moonbow.
Okay. Perfect.
I don't know how to say it properly, but Sehanin Moonbow.
Yep.
Would I know of? Is there anything I should be doing prior to trying to speak to a priest, or do I just go in and ask for an exorcism?
No, you can go in, but I have to state what a refreshing
Feeling? Sense?
Yeah, almost like you're not in Waterdeep anymore.
The ability to breathe without all the stinky humans. As I stare at Telly.
No, it's not so much even that. It's just
I'm not human, so I don't know what you're smelling.
Yeah, this place is very peaceful. I'm trying to upload a picture right now of it, so give me 1 second. This is one I did not have ready. How do I?
Are you offended by Lou's smell? He's the only human in our crew.
Pictures.
Have you actually disclosed to the rest of everybody that you're not just a weird skinned human?
No.
I should be introducing myself as one of the only humans in the group. Retcon everything I've said about being the only human.
Why don't I see what I just put in here? So the short answer is that this is like a giant outer temple that is incredibly ornate, but it is actually way larger than the Blackstaff Tower. Like if the Blackstaff Tower was about 6 or 7 stories, this is probably 40, and it extends more than 3 city blocks. And inside it are other churches.
I understand.
But what I really want to show you, I can't because for some reason it's not allowing me to do so, which is very sad.
Would you equate it to like a mini Vatican or more like the really big temple in Salt Lake City?
I got it. Hold on one second and I will have the picture for you. Finally.
So these are churches within churches?
Yes, that is exactly correct.
They're nesting doll churches. Yes.
Now, how do I...
Gotcha.
Okay, I think I can just put it on the map here. We'll see. And then make it bigger. Oh, I was like, why is it not showing up on the stream? Because it's in the wrong spot. That's too big, isn't it?
No, you said it was giant.
Well, yeah, but
That's
the
pretty giant.
picture's too big.
No,
Just-
it fits if you just move the screen a little bit.
I know I'm trying to get it so it fits on the stream. There we go. So within this giant church, there are multiple smaller churches, and there's one for literally, you've got the Corellin Laurentian, the Angardard, the Rilifane Relathil, Sehanin Moonbow, Hanani Selenil, Airdrie, Fania, and Deep Seychelles.
Well, having grown up in the house with the High Priestess of Sahin Mumbo, I'm quite comfortable going that route.
And that's Rillafane's right, is where you find it. And you find several priests and quite a few elves actually in the gardens there, meditating, contemplating, praying.
Well, I've got nothing but time, so I'll wait patiently until one is available to speak to.
Yeah, you don't have to wait too terribly long. And someone comes over. Welcome. How may we be of service?
Well, you see, my friends and I have recently become the new proprietors of an establishment in the northeast corner of the city, Trollskull Manor, which it seems was previously occupied by a hag who, how can I say this, murdered and cannibalized orphan children in the city. And that memory, as well as quite possibly some spirits, are still in the manor, and I was hoping that somebody would be able to cleanse the place for us of the spirits. We'll do the dirty work ourselves.
That somebody's you.
My only question is, do you know any of that?
Yeah, he just told me about it this morning, and yesterday when we were at the rats. That's why I left, was because of the rats and the orphanage and the mom and the woman.
Yeah, I did mention that.
But you didn't mention the children or any of that stuff, to my knowledge.
I did.
Talking about it. That's
Did you?
why I left.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
He was telling us about it.
Okay.
Like after the illusionary rats were attacking him that we all thought he was faking, and then Leo cast the detect magic spell. He tells us about what happened 18 years ago with the hag and the orphanage.
Okay. Perfect.
At which point I was like, this is disgusting. I got to bounce.
Got it.
And then I come back in the morning and we have the dusty fingerprint saying last call.
She says, I see. And when were you looking for assistance?
Just as soon as reasonably possible. Whoever is available we'd be mighty grateful.
Okay.
Is there like a backlog for exorcism?
It depends on... How do I answer this in a way that makes sense? It depends on the...
Strength of the spirit inhabiting the house?
Yes, exactly. And from what you're saying, I would just immediately imagine that it would be a very powerful negative amount of energy in the space from what you're describing.
And I would certainly agree with you.
So in order to... the number of priests that we have that would be able to do that is smaller. And some of them are on missions. Some of them are at Candlekeep. We have one or two here. However, they are also working on other requests from the city. So I would need to consult and can you give me just a few moments?
By all means, please.
She walks back and disappears into a back room.
I will take a seat and say a silent prayer to Sahin Mumbo.
I'll try to follow and do the same thing. Probably mess up the words. Not intentionally.
It was a silent prayer, so.
Oh, okay. Still gonna mess it up by mumbling stuff.
She comes back in a few minutes and she says, the earliest I could have one of our clergy out there would be next week. And I know that's not ideal, but that's as fast as we could get them out there.
Be it ideal or not, as long as it happens, that's really all we can ask for.
She nods and she starts to she has some paper and a quill and ink, and she starts to take down your information, where you want her to go or where you want them to go, and she says they will be there 1 week on basically Tuesday.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
May the light shine upon you.
And you as well. And I'll make my way back out.
Okay. Daniel. Zakusu is working on breaking up the wood. You're cleaning.
Just in the bar.
Yep, just in the bar.
Yep.
And as you're, kind of cleaning up, mopping up years of dust and dirt, the floorboards beneath you begin to groan and squeal. Wood splinters and cracks. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please. How can I explain this? You feel something physically hit you from above, but you're able to spin out of the way, and the floorboards splinter and crack, but they don't. There's no hole. But there is kind of a dust plume from it that's now in the air, and dust kind of chokes the room. But you have a feeling that had you not reacted instinctively like that, you probably would have gone through the floor.
What is that? The basement beneath me?
Correct.
Or is that?
Yeah, no, the basement beneath you.
Because the basement's not very large in comparison to the building.
Right. Correct.
And Zachary will sit on the front porch.
Okay. Leo, what are you doing?
So my intent was to run over to the bookworm.
Yes.
To see Rochelle.
Yes.
Assuming we're at something like 9:30, 10 by this point.
Correct.
I'd imagine that he's generally open.
Yes, he is. Yes.
So I will go in and say, Rochelle, got good news for you.
What did you find out?
Well, before we get too far into it, I did have a question for you. What's your opinion of the Xanathar's Guild?
They're not the greatest people in town, but their money spends as well as anyone else's.
I guess what I need to know from you is if Fala were to get back to her shenanigans, would the money lost due to her outweigh the money lost if you didn't sell to the Xanathar's Guild members?
I mean, she cost me quite a bit, so yes, I suppose so, but...
What if I told you that if you would consider not selling to the Xanathar's Guild, not only could I get you off of your current paper, but I could even get you some nice, exotic Zalantar paper. Good quality. Good enough. Can have you a consistent supplier. However, the supplier just requires that you don't sell your spells and scrolls to the Xanathar's Guild.
Give me a moment, friend. He goes back to his desk back there, and he pulls open some books and starts to look at. Obviously, he's looking through ledgers.
I'll idly browse about the shop as well while he's looking through it.
He eventually kind of purses his lips and says, "Fine, yes, if that will get Fala to drop her harassment."
Well, I will go to Fala and let her know that I found a supplier, and I don't need to tell her about the other conditions and everything that you're going through unless you want me to. Do you want her to know the sacrifice that you're taking in order to accommodate her needs and wants here, or would you rather it just be solved?
Let it be known that I will be losing part of my clientele.
Fair enough. We can leave it at that. I will go to her and I will send you confirmation once we are moving forward, and I will get you in touch with the supplier.
And once that's done, I'll make good on my side of the bargain. Thank you, friend.
Absolutely. By the way, I'm thinking about starting a kind of a combination local chamber of commerce community watch, where we want to look out for each other. One hand washes the other. Maybe one day we develop our little street in our corner to one of the best destinations in Waterdeep. What do you say? Be interested?
I'm open to the idea.
Okay. Thinking about some development projects. We pretty up the street, maybe work on our shop fronts a little bit, all work together. And get a nice cohesive place for the townsfolk to come visit and spend their wares. So, and this is still early, but I'll come back to you with it.
My shop front will be quite nice once I don't have someone yelling Duskwood is murder at all the passerbys.
We're already part of the way there.
Indeed.
Thank you. And I'll stick my hand out to shake the oversized dragonborn hand.
Then he'll palm your hand and shake it back gently.
In the interest of time, I'm now going to run over to the apothecary across the road and go see Fala, and explain to her that I've sourced the Zalantar paper and that she won't need to worry about Duskwood anymore, and that Rashal's agreed. It is going to cost him a little bit of his business in terms of his clientele to switch to the Zalantar, but he understands her issue and wants to see his business do right by the trees, even if it's at the cost of some business to him.
Knew Rashal had it in him, but don't see that it was you that got him over the goal line.
Yeah, well, he needs a little push. A lot of us do sometimes. I just happened to be right place, right time, and ran into the right people to help.
I tell you what, if you ever need any potions, I will give you a 10% discount for helping in this matter.
Well, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. And then I'm going to fly into my pitch again about the neighborhood watch and merchant district thing.
Yeah, she seems interested.
Okay. And I will tip my hat and do a classic, just Milady fedora style, and leave and head back to the inn, where I guess I'll see Izukushu sitting on the steps.
There was another attack.
Attack,
I don't think we can sleep here. You know,
Oh.
like the ceiling and the floor tried to hit me.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes, it was weird.
Can you show me where? You comfortable with that?
Zek will open the door and point at the spot where there's a few boards that are kind of like stuck up and a ceiling that are kind of folded down.
Oh no, the ceiling didn't move.
Okay.
Something hit you from above.
Okay.
Just an invisible force kind of came down.
Correct. So there are a couple splintered and cracked floorboards, but nothing on the ceiling.
Okay.
It wouldn't be more than 30 feet away, right? Couldn't be.
It would be a little bit farther than that away because it was over the basement.
From the doorway, it's about okay. All right. Well, then I'll just move like 5 or 10 feet in and say, "Hey, can you just leave the door open and make sure nothing happens to me?" And I'm going to start casting detect magic as a ritual.
There is, by the time you're done, there is residue on the floor where it's cracked, but again, you don't see anything active in terms of that heat map again.
And it still seems to be of a similar nature of magic as to that of like the rat attacks and everything else, right?
Yep, conjuration, 100%.
Yep. I don't get anything off the hitching post, right?
No, it does not seem to be magic. No.
Okay. So, seems as though it's a conjuration issue here, and getting the same signatures we've been getting all over. It's hard for me to say where there's a correlation or anything, but I agree with you. We need to be on and about our wits. You want to grab a drink, grab some lunch or something?
Sure.
All right, on me. So we'll go to the nearest place that would serve some type of a food.
Sure. 1 second.
And then sit down for a meal and kind of work through that if you want to.
You get any good research done?
Yeah, so actually, I managed to get Fala, who's the local apothecary. She's agreed to give us a 10% discount on her wares, so that could be useful to us. Well, at least she's agreed to give me. So if you got something you want, let me know. And then the bookstore merchant next door seems like he's got a more positive outlook from what he was dealing with recently. So I'm thinking that the people here on this road, even if it's just the little things, we are making a difference in their lives. It seems as though we're bringing some help to at least this sector of the city. So it's been a bit rewarding, actually. Sorry that you got attacked earlier.
I mean, we are currently living in a haunted house, so
yeah, it's a bit weird. I agree. Hopefully we'll get sorted sooner rather than later. I hope Meathless and Tali come back with somebody that can just get it all done.
So where you guys end up is at the very end of the street, Windborne Way, and between. So you could actually get to it from the alley, but you didn't. You kind of went out to Sourdough Street and headed west, and then ended up turning left on Windborne Way, and you found it right there. It's at the very end of the street. It's a place called Froon's Brews, and it's a relatively new tavern, but it kind of has shoddy workmanship. Like you're noticing corners were cut on different things. And you can hear you're the only ones there at this point in time. And it's a decent size tavern, but you're the only ones in there. And you get
is there a lot of foot traffic outside and people just aren't coming in?
There's not nearly as much foot traffic outside here as you see go past Trollskull.
Okay.
Mainly because Windborne Way isn't as popular a street. The high road is very popular, but it's the street over, and people are cutting across Sourdough Street quite a bit to head southeast. Or they're going down Delorzen, which is, again, the street down from here. So there's not a lot of reason to ever go down this side of Windborne Way, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I guess you probably can't see any of that because I have a giant
church. In a church.
Church.
In a church.
In a church. I have a giant Inception church. I heard you like Inception churches. Let me move the map for the stream to where you guys are, and then this will make a lot more sense. Right. Right here, if you see the pinging.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people move from the high road, which is the big one to the west, down Sourdough or Delorzen. This guy is like right here in the middle, and he doesn't get nearly as much foot traffic.
Yeah. So are we seated by like what seems to be the proprietor, or like a barmaid, or bar man?
Yeah, there's a barmaid there. And the proprietor seems to be cooking in the back. And she's, you know, attentive, but not as much as you would think. You know, sometimes you have to ask for stuff. Like, I need another ale or... But
I'll ask her, pretty slow day for you, or is this about normal now?
she makes a noise like, pfft. It's about, it is what it is.
Fair enough. What, you have a proprietor of the establishment? Food wasn't, how is the food?
When you get the food, it's okay. It is not, I mean, you know, hashtag first world problems for you guys. It's like fine, but it is definitely not the best that you've ever had. And somebody just dropped.
Sean.
Yeah, I could tell because.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's about time. We can probably go ahead and cut it off here. That's going to do it for this week. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll pick up next week and see how the menagerie deals with the issues that they're working through. As always, if you'd like to support us, you can do so on Twitch by clicking that follow button, or if you're able to, hit the subscribe button to become one of our rock stars. On YouTube, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and of course the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload new content, which is almost every single day, Monday through Friday. Last but not least, no matter where you're watching this, you can head to patreon.com/gamersledge to become one of our patrons, where you can get your name on every single show that we do for as little as $1 a month as one of our producers. Just like the fine folks that are scrolling across the screen right now, our boss Patreon and Twitch producers. For Sean, for Daniel, for JR, for Lou and myself, and that cute puppy. Until next time, thanks for watching and game on.
Game on. Also,
Game
make
on.
sure you check the merchandise.
That's right. We have new merchandise in the shop
for this show.
That's right. bit.ly/gamersledge merch, all one word. bit.ly/gamersledge merch. And you can see the new designs there as well. So be excellent to each other. Until next time, game on.
Game on.
Game on.
I need you closer than ever, ever than before. My life is wasted if I can't spend it all with you. I've lived in total darkness, now you're my only light. When you're away, I feel like a shadow in the night. Hold me, and look into my eyes. You'll be staying always by my side. I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let
watching HMN.